Yo guys, what's going on? It's Brian here, aka the Hoff. Let's see. I'm just gonna go through a couple of updates that I'm gonna be going through within the next, I don't know, probably 6 months, depending on how much free time I get to work on the Rustler and everything. So free time, and of course, money's always a factor, but these all these upgrades together, which I've already factored out, it's only a little over $100 with shipping and everything. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but since the last video, the Rustler was in a pretty bad wreck. I'll go through all of that. Dragon's not in that great a shape right now. I mean, he's still runnable and all that other stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I got to get for him compared to the stuff that I had in my other videos, minus probably the tires. Other than that, like, I have a battery coming in the mail and all this other stuff. So, anyway, so first thing I'm going to go through is these bodies. I purchase a lot of stuff online from RC Planet. It's a pretty good website for the most part. The shipping's pretty cheap, and a lot of stuff is, even qualifies for free shipping. So, like right now, as you can see, they have a promotion going on, and this qualifies for free shipping, and it's only $22.95. Now, of course, anybody who knows almost anything about these things, if you've purchased your own bodies before, these bodies sometimes have, details on them as if they're painted, but they come as a clear body, so you have to paint it yourself. And the wings on these, the tails are usually separate pieces that you got to put on yourself if you want them on. So let's see. The first one I'm looking at is the J Concepts high-speed clear body. Like generally speaking, you get the gist of what it looks like and everything. So it's a pretty popular body. I've had the Pro Line Desert Wrap body, which is pretty nice too, but yeah, that one's completely ruined. I don't even have it anymore, which I'll go into detail in another video. Let's see, another body is off of the same website, is the J Concepts Ford Raptor body. Now, even though it says, XL5, it'll, obviously it'll still fit the VXL model. But, this is obviously modeled after the Raptor, the real Ford Raptor 5, or Raptor 5, Ford Raptor, because you can see the front grille and everything on it. So, and then of course, this is a clear body as well, where, once I paint these, they're probably just going to be either like one or two colors or whatever. I'm not really into the whole flashy stuff, because one, I don't really like spending that much time in painting the stuff. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just not that artsy or whatever the case is, but not really into the whole, like, let's deck it out like, Hemi-Storm. I don't know if you know who Hemi-Storm is, but search him up on YouTube. He does crazy custom stuff with his bodies and everything. But yeah, so it'll just be basic stuff when I get done with it. Let's see, the next stuff is obviously just basic RPM stuff. These are the rear A-arms. But I'm not going to get them off the RPM website. They're cheaper if you get them off eBay. But the rear and the fronts, I got to get those because both of those broke, which I had before, but they actually broke on me, believe it or not. And of course, they wouldn't refund me the money because, from what my wreck was, they wouldn't refund me the money, because it wasn't a normal thing. Like they were saying some nonsense that the only way they'll really replace it is basically like, I don't know, like say you're racing your Slash or something on a track, and for whatever reason, like you hit one of the jumps wrong and you like fly off the track, and it's just like a normal kind of thing like that. But if you're doing like crazy bashing or something, or like if you're racing at extremely high speeds and you happen to hit like a wall or something, supposedly they won't refund that, which is basically the excuse I gave them, because that's more or less what happened when I was doing speed runs. So yeah, so they wouldn't refund me that crap. But so anyway, got to get those. And then I'm going to get the shock shaft guards, because I'm going to stick with the stock shocks. I don't know. A lot of people say they've had problems with them, with the shock caps popping off and all this other stuff, but I never have, and I mean, even if I do, I'm just gonna upgrade the shock caps. So, yeah, so I'm just gonna get these to guard the shocks, and then I'm probably gonna maybe get some shock socks. I don't know. But anyway, I'm in need of new shocks as well. I mean, I rebuilt the other ones, but they're pretty banged up from what I've done with the wreck. But this is from a guy. It's RC Parts Haas off of eBay. He actually has a pretty nice store on eBay. You go to his store, and pretty much like any Traxxas stuff you're looking for, he's got replacement parts for, like stock replacement parts, which is actually pretty nice because, you know, not everybody has a budget to be going out and, you know, buying RPM parts or whatever the case is, or, you know, if you break RPM parts and they don't want to refund you the money, sometimes I just buy the stock parts again, which is better because you can get the stock parts off from certain people on eBay. You can get the stock A-arms, for instance, for like $3 free shipping. So, anyway, these are the Slash 4x4 shocks, which they're basically the same shocks, just different springs for the Rustler, which is usually what I do anyway. I usually buy upgraded springs for the shocks. That's really the only thing I do. So instead of doing that, I found out that the springs that I'd be buying for it are basically stock Slash springs. So I'm just buying these, and the whole set's only $13.95, and shipping's $3.75. So that's not too bad. And I'm pretty sure he sells the RPM parts that I'm getting too, so I'm going to get them all together. So it's going to be one flat shipping price. Yeah. So anyway, but if you search them up, check them out. It'll bring you to this part here. It'll say, you know, RC Parts Haas. And as you can see, he's got a lot of feedback. You know, it's great. I mean, I haven't specifically ordered from him yet, but the people that I've ordered from on eBay, basically the ratings up there usually stand true because the stuff sends out quick and you get it quick. And then if you're new to eBay, just, you know, click visit store and it'll take you in here and see, like, down the side it's got the store categories. So pretty much any Traxxas vehicle, you know, a couple associated stuff, but you just go in and you can click on it. So for instance, me with the Rustler, I can click on it and, you know, he's got all these stock and hop-up parts. So, like, you know, like, for instance, like this, the gear diff, the whole, like, you know, the whole thing comes with the grease and everything. And that right there is not bad, 1053 or 1033. I mean, even these wheels are usually like $20 or whatever for the wheelie bar. And, like, for instance here, like, I've got the caster box and the hub carriers and all that, but right here, 713, that's cheaper than the website. Here's a RPM bumper, 543, which I don't really like RPM bumpers, but some people stand by them. But basically, so like right here, 773 on here. And I'm pretty sure on RPM they're over $10 without shipping. That doesn't even include shipping. So anyway, you can check them out. And I mean, even some aluminum parts, like, look, here's STRC aluminum caster blocks, $13.83. That's cheap for aluminum stuff. So yeah, just you know, check him out. Like, I mean, you know, just somebody that I found on eBay. You know, it's nobody that I know, so it's not like I'm, like, you know, trying to rep somebody that I know or whatever the case is. Just somebody on eBay. Anyway, so there's the RPM stuff. Now, I don't like the RPM bumpers or the motor guards or any of that stuff because I think T-Bone Racing does a much better job, personally speaking. So it just, you know, search them up on the web. It's T-Bone Racing. You know, it's, you know, t-bone-racing.net if you really want to know the link or whatever. But I prefer their bumpers. I mean, I don't really like to use the wheelie bars just because I don't really care about doing wheelies, for one. And personally, the wheelie bars don't really work that well anyway because the Rustler has so much power that even with the wheelie bars, the things can flip right over on its back anyway. So you just got to be careful while you're driving it and be easy with the throttle. So this one here is the T-Bone Racing NM rear bumper for the Rustler. And then, I mean, this place here has, we're talking like pretty much any RC by almost any brand. Like, you go to their website, and these are the different brands they make stuff for. That's A through M, and then this is N through Z. And like, for instance, Traxxas stuff, like you're talking every single vehicle they make for the most part. So, except for maybe like the XO1 or something. But what do you need an extended bumper on that for? Anyway, so this is the NM bumper, which, let's see. It's a nice, it's a big bumper, as you can see. Like, it comes like way off. This Rustler doesn't have a motor in it, but it comes like way up here, which is really nice. Like as you can see, it obviously protects. It's obviously going to protect the motor or anything, and I mean, it just screws into the bottom, So like they give you screws and everything. I'm pretty positive. So that's the rear bumper. This thing here is pretty cool. This is a giant skid plate that goes on the whole bottom of the Rustler. It's a metal skid plate that goes on. And it screws in, and then of course, like you would just put in, you could either put this over or under the rear bumper that I'm going to get. I'm probably going to put the rear bumper under this, because I'd rather have the lip in the back than have the lip up here for the rear bumper, because if I'm going forward, I'm more, I drive the car forward more than I do backwards. So if I'm sliding forward over something, I wouldn't want anything to catch. So yeah, so there's the rear bumper, and it just like screws in and everything as normal. And then the front bumper, I'm going with the Thrasher bumper, which comes way up on the front, which is nice. They're really durable, really protective, and they come with lifetime warranties as well. So we're talking like if they break for any reason, you contact them, they send you another one. That's just the way it is. Like, I have a friend who had one. He straight up drove the thing straight into a light pole. The whole front bumper smashed. Like, his car was fine. It worked perfect. Like, we're talking like smashed into a light pole going at least 35, 40 miles an hour with his Rustler. The whole front thing snapped, and like it bounced his Rustler back like if it was like there was a bungee strap attached to it, and it shot it backwards from the spring, because they're very flexible. And the thing broke. He contacted them. They sent him another one right in the mail. Their customer service is great. So, and I mean, they're not too bad. They're like $13. The skid plate's 10. Both bumpers are 13 or $14. I'm purchasing them off of their website because I haven't really been able to find them anywhere else, to be honest. So, all right. So I'm going to cut out here for a minute because there's one website I didn't open up for the batteries, but I'm going to bring them back up. Hold on a second. Okay, now from what I understand, I don't really know how popular this brand is. But I know it's pretty popular on like the URC forums, Ultimate RC forums and stuff. And it's pretty popular with most people that race, not necessarily professionally, but even just like local leagues or whatever, people that are into RC racing. This brand's pretty popular, but it's not like, it's nothing like crazy like, like Traxxas brand, Venom brand, like brands that everybody knows. Because, I mean, I didn't know about this until somebody at my local hobby shop actually told me about them. Because I was in there looking at batteries, and, my local hobby shop, which is Bruckner Hobbies, like, they want to sell you their stuff, but, like, the guys there are pretty honest. So, like, if there's, better materials or better, accessories or something at this place or that place or whatever, like, they'll special order them for you, or they'll at least be honest instead of you spending, $150 on a LiPo battery from Traxxas. They'll help you out with that. So this place here, as you can see, they make LiPo batteries. They make the shorties, saddle packs, 1 to 4S. Me personally, I don't really like to use the 3S packs unless I'm doing speed runs, because I mean, to me, there's just no need for that kind of like power. But anyway, as you can see, they come already with Traxxas or Deans, or inboard as far as that goes. So you can just insert your own plugs, and they're actually pretty cheap. Like these right here, for instance, most people run the 5,000 milliamp batteries, which I mean, I prefer to run higher ones just because I usually travel pretty far out from my house to go run these things. So if I'm going to drive somewhere to go run my car, because I live in the city, I live in the Bronx, if I'm going to drive somewhere to go drive my car like off-road or something, or in a local park or something, then I want to be able to be out there for a while, like over an hour or so, or close to an hour, running this thing. So these 5,000 milliamp batteries, 2 cells, are only $33. Now, with shipping, you're probably looking at $40 or something. But I think they ship out of Virginia or something. So if you live in the Northeast, you're going to get them in 2 days or whatever. So, but me personally, let's see. I think this is a great deal, which these aren't the ones I got, but these are a great deal. The factory spec, 7.4, 9400 milliamp, 60 Cs, $55. 67 with shipping and everything because of weight. The ones I got, though, were these here. These Racing Formula 7.4, 6500 milliamp, 70C batteries. I got the Traxxas ones, obviously. It came out to $51.95 with shipping. Yeah, $51.95. Now, apparently, I contacted them. The only difference between the Race Formula and the ones up here that say factory spec, the only difference between these and the Race Formula is that obviously they're different, milliamp hours, but the C's are different. So, like, the lower C's, what they consider lower C's, which are still high for most brands out there anyway, the 50 C's are, 50, 60 C's are factory spec. Anything above that, like 70 C's and up for the most part, is going to be the Race Formula. So that's really the only difference, because I asked them, I contacted them because I wanted to know. I was debating between the 6500 milliamp and the 9400 milliamp, but one was race spec, one was, factory spec. And I mean, there is a price difference, but that's the reason why, is because of the C rating. So that's really the only difference. I mean, I didn't look at anything else other than the 2 C's, or the 2S, but in my opinion, I mean, they can't be that much, they can't be that expensive. Here's a 5,000 milliamp hour, 11.1, 3 cell, $55. So it would be the same price as the 9400 2 cell. So it'd be like $65 with shipping and everything. But I mean, here's even a 4300 milliamp hour for $40. That's cheap. That is cheap. And like, I'm talking like, there's guys at the racetracks and stuff that run local around here that they swear by these things. Like, these things are, like, without having to kill themselves money-wise. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there's not better battery packs out there, because there certainly are. I mean, like, max amps, I don't really think it gets much better than max amps, to be honest. But, I mean, unless you have an unlimited budget, who wants to go spend the money on max amps? So, anyway. So those are the upgrades I'm going to be getting in the next, probably a few months or whatever. Like, I've already got the battery on its way. I went and bought some shock oil because I had to rebuild my shocks. And then once the battery shows up, it's supposed to be here hopefully tomorrow or Saturday. I'll be set to go racing again. So, or well, not racing, but driving. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about, which is completely not RC related, but right now I am actually filming this via my phone, which I've had for about 3 months now. The phone that I got is the LG G2 smartphone. Now, the picture on this is